Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. What a saga this whole thing has turned into. Raphinha, Dembele. Well, it looks like we're starting to get some sort of understanding as to what is actually going on. We're starting to get a resolution, we're starting to come to a solution now and see exactly how this is all going to go down, how this is all going to end. We've looking like we're coming to the end of one of those issues, and that's Raphinha. Dembele, still big question marks. We don't quite know what's going on with him. I saw him at the job centre this morning because his contract ran out. He's looking for a new job. So, I'm kidding. But we'll get to Dembele in a sec. Let's start off with the big elephant in the room, which is Raphinha. And life comes at you fast sometimes, doesn't it? Arsenal, do you guys have any space in the Raphinha rejection room? Because, yeah, we're coming in. We're coming in. Yeah, it looks like it's done. It looks like Barcelona and Leeds have actually come to an agreement. And even though, and I stress this, even though it's slightly less money than what Leeds and Chelsea agreed. But it's pretty obvious and it's pretty evident. And Leeds are not stupid. They know this. It's not that far off, and I think they're willing to take that little bit just to make sure a deal happens, they get a good amount of money, and Raphinha is happy. So let's get into what has happened in the last few minutes. This is the latest coming from Gerard Romero, who has been reporting on this whole Barca saga on Raphinha and the ins and outs, and he says this. Barcelona and Leeds are close to an agreement for Raphinha. They've offered 60 million euros. Barca and Leeds have agreed to pay Raphinha's money in 3 installments. And Raphinha's message to Deco, I don't want to listen to anything. I only want to join Barcelona. Clubs are finalising the transfer now. This is what Gerard himself said, but it's in Spanish. Obviously, you've heard about the latest translation, let's say. But it seems like it's pretty much over the line, and it looks like that's basically gonna become a done deal. What is another thing, and Gerard Romero says this in this bit, is that Newcastle came in for a late offer, but it was immediately rejected. Obviously, because Raphinha isn't keen on remaining in the Premier League. It looks like he has one vision, and that vision is Barcelona only. And now, what I said yesterday, where I'm like, Barca, do you have the cash or not? Just be honest and get something done, or leave everyone alone and stop wasting everyone's time. They've done it. They've done it. So, even though Chelsea and Leeds agreed what was a 70 million euro deal, coming to a bit in between 60 to 65 million pounds total, 55 million pounds base fee with add-ons, Barcelona have agreed a deal worth 10 million euros less. So, about 7-8 million pounds less than what we offered. But for Leeds, they're looking at this going, okay, we have a 65 million pound deal total with Chelsea that Raphinha's not going to be happy about, or we take a roughly 59 million pound deal that Raphinha's going to be absolutely ecstatic about, and there's going to be no issues. Because the risk is if they turn Barcelona away and they go with Chelsea and Raphinha's like, nah, I don't want it. He just stays at Leeds, and Leeds lose out on over £50 million. It's Leeds. They just finished a relegation battle. I think they want the money. So you know what? Look, at the end of the day, this is one of those things. It can happen. I appreciate Raphinha's honesty from the beginning, if I'm being completely real. He's had his eyes set on Barcelona. He's been adamant. His agent has been working. They've got it done. Fair play. Fair play. At the end of the day, it means that, yes, we don't get Raphinha, but we now know to move on. And we now know it's all okay. Okay, we move on to the next guy. But there isn't going to be a thing of, Raphinha comes to Chelsea, and now all of a sudden he's a little bit, I don't know. Even though, personally, I don't think that would have been the case. But he's been honest from the get-go. He wanted Barcelona. He's waited to see if Barcelona were going to finish the deal because he agreed personal terms all those months ago. And they've done it. So he's managed to get an answer out of them. He's got the answer he wanted. Congratulations, Raphinha. Simple as that. Now, Barcelona look like they're signing Raphinha, which means Chelsea are not in a lose situation here. We've set ourselves up in a win-win scenario, or what should be a win-win scenario. Now, this is where we move on to the next guy. What happens to Dembele now? if Barca are getting Raphinha, best believe Dembele is on his way out, or should be. This is from Simon Phillips. This man is now a free agent. And then he CC's Chelsea FC's Twitter page on it, because obviously we want to let the club know. Let's get to Ben Jacobs and see what has actually happened with Dembele as of this morning. He says Dembele is a free agent. Offer from Barcelona remains his only formal option. Dembele wants double the €6 million base salary Barca offered. Dembele still hasn't rejected Barca, but offer may be withdrawn soon should he fail to respond. Board divided on approach now. Dembele's agent Moussa Sissoko hasn't got any other formal offers yet, hence Barcelona's confidence in getting him to sign on significantly reduced wages. Sissoko is still in contact with Chelsea, who always said they'd only revisit if and after his contract has expired. Chelsea won't meet Dembele's wage demands either. Liverpool and Bayern are not interested. PSG looked at Dembele prior to Luis Campos' arrival, but interest has cooled. So Dembele really has limited options unless he drops his wage demands. It is still likely, contrary to what Barcelona club sources are saying, as you'd expect, that the Dembele-Raphinha situation is intertwined. Barca maintain they ideally want both, but we'll see if that remains their stance when they have managed to get one of the two. So Ben Jacobs, as far as I'm concerned here, I think is absolutely spot on. Barcelona obviously going to make it look like to Dembele, look, we want Raphinha. And yeah, we'll keep you, but we're getting Raphinha. So listen, stop playing games. We don't exactly need you. You know, they don't want to look weak. Dembele at the same time is going, I want my money. I want to be paid 300 grand a week, please. And no one's going, yes. Everyone's like, no, mate, relax. Chelsea know that if they come in with a contract offer, well, then all Barcelona have to do is just go maybe a little bit above that. And we know Chelsea are not going to meet those demands that Dembele's asking for. No one will. This is where we have to face a bit of a reality check. Chelsea have played the smart game, waiting till his contract has now expired, because now he's not held by any contract, and it means you can negotiate with him completely as you will. And if he's going to have to take a wage cut, he's going to have to take a wage cut. Chelsea are now in a position to go, listen, Barcelona are not going to offer you what you want. We're not going to offer you what you want, but we'll offer more. So listen, you accept or you're unemployed. You accept or you're going to go and work at McDonald's. Choose one. Yeah? Or you know what? You might not have a club, or you might go and play Sunday League. Something. But Chelsea have managed to get themselves that leverage. Now, Chelsea need to act now because his contract has expired. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to be happening. Barcelona, I don't think are going to keep both, especially with the wages that Dembele wants. I think it's the case if they've got Raphinha, Dembele's out the door. Now, Barcelona can still negotiate with Dembele. It doesn't mean that just because his contract's ended that it's over. No. It would mean that if they did strike a deal with Dembele, he would be signed on as a brand new player. Because his contract's finished. He's no longer technically right now a Barcelona player. He's out of contract. He's a free agent. So he can still do a deal, but he'd be added as a new player again. Whereas for Chelsea, it's a case of, okay, now he's not a Barcelona player. We can now go in with an offer, but it's not going to be what he's asking for. And Dembele needs to be realistic here. Dembele needs to get rid and lower his wage demands. Get rid of what he's asking for. That 300k a week is not happening. It's not happening. Bring it down. If he brought it down to 200 or something, it would still be more than what I think Barcelona are willing to offer. €6 million a year, and he wants 12. No chance. If Chelsea come somewhere in between that, he has to accept. He has to accept. Because as I've said, if they're getting Raphinha, they're not going to keep Dembele. But obviously they're keeping the impression that way. Just that way they know they have two options rather than one. And you don't put all your eggs in one basket. It's smart business at the end of the day. But let's see what happens. If Raphinha does end up going to Barcelona, which it looks like now is very, very likely, Dembele is right there for the taking. Chelsea now need to negotiate with his agent properly and put an offer on the table and go, listen, you don't have a club. Take this or leave it. Simple. He has to accept. So I think now the table's turned. We're back in now for Dembele, I'm thinking. Let's see if we get him. But one way or another, Chelsea will be getting another winger. So that's the latest in regards to the whole Raphinha and the Dembele situation. My thoughts on it, I take either of them. Yes, Dembele's worked with Thomas Tuchel, to be fair. Raphinha, for me, I liked Raphinha. Why? Because Premier League proven, has, room to excel, room to improve, 25 years old, is able to try and push himself even further within the Premier League that he's already accustomed to. It's a nice step up. Brazilian contingency, Thiago Silva and that. It's nice. It would have fit, I think, but he wants Barca, and he's made that clear. Fair play to him. At least we're not living a lie. That's the most important thing. We've had enough of that with Lukaku. So that's it. Now, with Dembele, we'll see what happens. Let's move on to some other news in relation to Chelsea and elsewhere. Starting off with this. Hijack FC, even though technically we've not hijacked anything officially, especially as of today, the whole Raphinha thing looks like it's gone down the drain. So we are now on to other hijacking settings. Yes, you're probably thinking, what? Who? Man United fans, you might not want to watch this. Turn away now. Frankie de Jong on Chelsea's list as they monitor move by Manchester United, writes Jacob Steinberg. The article says Chelsea are monitoring developments around Frankie de Jong and could target the Barcelona midfielder if his move to Manchester United breaks down. So that's the key thing to understand here. I still think we're going to allow negotiations to go on between him and Man United, the talks. If there's any sign that talks are breaking down, Chelsea can pounce. Hijack FC once again. Let's hope this time it's second time lucky and we don't bottle this one like we done with Raphinha. Even though Frankie de Jong made it clear at the beginning that apparently he wanted to stay at Barcelona, but Barcelona's such a weird club at the moment, isn't it? Everyone, they're financial difficulty. They look like they're in ruin. They somehow get a cash injection. All the players now want to stay. All the players want to go there. It's bonkers, to be honest. Fair play, Barcelona. This is why I'm saying they're an elite club, as I said yesterday. But Frankie de Jong, would he fit? Don't think that'd be a bad approach, De Jong, I would take. But we'll see what happens. I'm taking that one with a pinch of salt. I don't think we're going to go in for Frankie de Jong. That's my personal opinion. We'll see what happens. Latest in and around Chelsea Football Club, there's been a new change of personnel. We've got someone that Todd Boehly has now placed to run the day-to-day operations at Chelsea Football Club. Who is it? It was Marina. Now it's this guy. Just to stress, he's not the director. I'm stressing he's going to be running the day-to-day operations of the club, but he's not the director of the club. He's just been put there to run the day-to-day operations by Todd Boehly. So this is it. Tom Glick will take over the day-to-day running of Chelsea Football Club under Boehly's new ownership. Glick is a former top executive at Manchester City FC's parent company. So, to get more of a run-in of who this geezer is, let's get right into it. This is who Tom Glick is. He is a former Manchester City executive. Between 2012 and 2015, he was the club's chief commercial and operating officer before leaving to become the president of New York City Football Club. After just 1 year in the role, he changed roles within the City Football Group, became the chief commercial officer and managing director of City Football Marketing. He then stepped down in 2018 to become the president of NFL team Carolina Panthers, where he has run the day-to-day operations on the business side for 3 years. But he was replaced in February of this year to pursue other opportunities, and now he's coming to Chelsea. So clearly he is coming in to run the day-to-day operations of the club, at least on the business side, and then we're going to hire a sporting director to come and take the footballing side. And this is the structure we've been waiting for. This is nice to hear. Good experience as well. Being the old chief commercial and operating officer at Manchester City, for the seasons between 2012 and 2015, they were seeing success at that time, so clearly he done a good job. And yeah, fair play. I'm all for this. I think this will be a good one. Let's see what happens. Now, Neymar. There was a report this morning from Julien Laurent, who is quite reliable, that said Chelsea have made contact and are in discussion about Neymar. That came out this morning. This evening, we've had this from L'Equipe, who were previously wrong about Neymar, but are now saying this. Check this out. Neymar has decided to trigger the option to stay until June 2027. His entourage is convinced he will do one of the best seasons of his career. So let's have it right. None of us know what's going on with Neymar. No one. Report this morning says Chelsea are now talking with him and his team. In the evening, we get a report. Now he's extended. I don't know what to think. Personally, I'd love Neymar. Just for the sake of having Neymar. And I know it will cost an arm and a leg. He's currently earning £600,000 a week at PSG. So it would have to be a loan deal where PSG pay minimum of 50% of his salary. Minimum. If we were to pay for one season about 300k a week for Neymar, that's understandable when you have Timo Werner on 280. It's understandable, yeah? That is a wage structure that kind of makes sense. You know, Kante is around there. Neymar just a bit more. It's Neymar, right? Fair enough. But apart from that structure, apart from that sort of deal, we can't do it. We can't do it. And right now, if he's extended to 2027, it depends on this whole news that he's unhappy, that him and PSG have fallen out. Even the president of PSG has been talking, and he's been talking negatively about Neymar. So what is going on? What is going on? Anyway, it's a bit of a weird one. The report of this is that Neymar has decided to trigger the option. Apparently, it's been within his contract that he can trigger it, which is a weird flex, by the way. PSG giving player power all sorts of levels, but don't know what's going on now. Let's be honest. With Neymar, we're just going to have to wait and see. It was always a far one to try and target, but you never know. In other news, Liverpool have acquired a brand new contract for a player who is very important to them, seeing as Mane has left. So check this out. Yep, it's Mo Salah. We're delighted to announce that Mo Salah has signed a new long-term contract with the Reds. So congrats to Salah and Liverpool. He signs a 3-year deal, taking him to 2026, 2025. I think it's a 3-year deal anyway. So he signs a new long-term deal. He's staying at Liverpool. He's not going anywhere. So, yeah, no surprises there. I expected him to stay. I didn't expect him to sign a new deal, if I'm honest. I thought maybe he'd go on to next season and then there'll be rumours of him leaving. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But he's staying at Liverpool. Very important player to keep for them. So fair play to Liverpool and fair play to Mo Salah for agreeing what is around 350 grand a week. He was rumoured to be wanting around 400. He's been given 350. He has accepted. Dembele, do the same thing. You ain't getting 300, accept 200. Come to Chelsea, mate. Door is open. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Leave me your thoughts down below. I'd love to hear all of your opinions on this one. Very interesting situation with Raphinha, Dembele and all sorts. Let me know how you are feeling this evening. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow for a brand new one. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash the like button if you've enjoyed this. And I will see all of you tomorrow for a brand new video. Have a good one, people. See you then. Take care. And peace.